What's up, graphic designers, and welcome to day 2 of the Red Ribbon Week poster project. Today we're going to be emphasizing font, and we're going to be talking about layer styles. So here I see we've got some cool like block fonts juxtaposed with script fonts. We're going to talk about how to download fonts in a minute. And I see that we've also got this outline on the text, right? That's what we call layer styles. And in this case, we're going to call that outline a stroke. And I see that we've got orange and white, and then we've got white on orange. And I really love that technique. Here we've got Bailey's from last year. It looks like we've got a drop shadow, stroke, an inner glow, along with an outer glow down here. So those are some really cool layer styles. But first, let's talk about how to add text to, in this case, a draft that Dylan submitted today. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is recognize that you can simply just copy and paste the text from this assignment into Photoshop, right? So highlight Command C, Command V. And then once that's pasted in, what we're going to do is we're going to open up a new tab, and we're going to go to maybe my most favorite website in the world. It's called Dafont.com. When you get there, maybe it's a little overwhelming because there's so many things to see and click. What we're going to do, you want to click top. These are the most popular fonts in the website. We're going to change font size from 25. Let's just go to 200. We're going to change the size. We're going to keep it size medium. And then what we're going to do is we're going to paste text in there. So safe, healthy, drug-free. We're going to click submit. And now we simply peruse. We're going to think about like what looks well, what looks fun, what's like has a lot of contrast, what is legible from a distance. And there's so many cool ones. I really like Roboto. So I'm going to download Roboto, right? And so how do we install these fonts to Photoshop? How exactly does that work? I'm going to go to the downloads folder. I'm going to double click this link. Yikes. So what we're going to do, oh, there we go. So once we open up the downloads folder, what we're going to do is we're going to find that font in a new folder, and I'm going to double click it. And this one has a lot of fonts, and you'll notice that it says these are TTF files. These are two true type fonts. And so I'm going to click on simply regular. And so when we double click Roboto regular, a window is going to pop up. It's going to say in the lower right hand corner, install font. Do we want to do that? We sure do. You're going to left click it. We're going to hold up for like 12 seconds. And now here's what I know. I'm going to return to Photoshop, and I'm going to highlight the fonts, and I'm going to type in R-O-B. Yeah, because I'm going to type in R-O-B-O. And there we got Roboto regular. And there it is. There is our new font. If I click pledge to be, and I'm going to press OK, and we're going to return to font.com. And we don't want this Halloween font, even though that is kind of fun. And actually what we're going to do is I'm going to copy and paste pledge to be, return to Dafont.com, Command A, delete, Command V, I'm going to paste it in, I'm going to submit. I'm going to look for a fun script font. And I don't know what one resonates with you, but one that I like is Autography. Okay, that's great. So again, I'm going to download, and then I'm going to go to the downloads folder. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to open up the folder itself. I'm going to double click this OTF file in the lower right hand corner. It says install font. And now we just installed Autography. Great. It's a fun word. And I'm going to click pledge to be. I'm going to press check. And I'm going to type in AUT. And there it is. Autography regular. Beautiful. That looks great. So I know that Dylan wants this to be his background, right? So clearly we can't see it. So what you're going to want to do today is you're 100% going to want to add contrast. So pledge to be is probably going to be in white, maybe. These are all going to be maybe light colors. And so you know what I'm thinking, guys? I'm thinking that maybe, check this out, I'm going to, safe, healthy, and drug-free is going to be the blue of Michael Jordan's, it looks like, his blazer. But you know what, guys? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Dros, we still can't see that. And it's true. You're right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to look in the bottom of the layers palette, and I'm going to click effects. And then when we click effects, we've got a number of options. I'm going to click stroke. Beautiful. And so right now, stroke is inside. We're going to change it to outside. And then when we increase the size, it looks a little bit like that, right? But we don't want that. Dark on dark is difficult to read. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to change it to a nice light yellow. I see there's a yellow of the court. And that is That's fun, right? That's far more legible. Actually, I don't love it, but that's fine. So beautiful. Okay, so let's do one more. Let's pretend. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Let's pretend that we want to add find Miss Ramos, see Miss Ramos for in room 103 for support. That seems reasonable. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click and I'm dragging, and I'm making a text container. I'm gonna press Command V, and we can't see it because this text is a little too big. So I'm gonna drop it to size 16, and we still can't see it, interestingly, because it's beneath the Dylan layer, right? There we go. So let's increase the size from 16 to 30. Let's experiment. Let's drop it down to 24, and that is amazing. All right, so I like that font. What's something else we can do? I'm gonna click Effects, and we can click Outer Glow, and we're gonna change the blending mode from screen to normal, and we're gonna change it from white. Let's make it like a nice red, and we'll see what happens. And then we increase the opacity, increase the spread, and increase the size. You can see that we've got something that looks a little bit like that. So maybe we want to drop it down just a tiny bit. And that looks kind of fun. And then what happens if we make the text white? Let's see. That also looks kind of cool. So that's a little bit a little subtle. We're going to include the Miss Ramos PNG in the lower right-hand corner. I'm super excited to see what fonts you find and what layer styles you choose to include.